Okay, we're going to take a look at the virtual machine. So you would have went and installed VM Horizon. I'm going to go ahead and double click that on my desktop, and I'm going to come up with my Tesla lcc.edu. You will type in your username, your TUID, and your password. So let's go ahead and do that, and then it's going to connect. Here's the options that I have, and I'm not sure what yours are, but you want the WCU 205. I'm going to double click on that, and it's going to start launching the desktop, and it's going to look just like a computer here. So just as you logged in, it will start loading. As it loads, I want to point out something critical, and that is the Connect USB device here at the top. So when you save your items, you're going to want to save them to a USB because this is a virtual machine. Every time you reboot it, it's going to be a fresh image. Anything that is likely going to be saved, you want saved on USB. So I have automatically connect when inserted. Also, when you create a HMI installation, you're going to need to drill down in there, do a search down here for your file name, and find it buried in the users, the common, the file, and save the entire file so that you will be able to open it up next time. Okay, so here is my virtual machine right here, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to run Studio 5000 Logic's Emulate right there. Okay, and it's acting just like a computer. And what this is going to do, this acts like our PLC. Okay, so we're not going to have a PLC, we're just going to have a simulation for a PLC, and this takes a little while to load up. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video here for a minute while it loads up. Okay, that took about over a minute, so you got to be patient there. And so what I have here is a rack. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to collapse this rack because we don't need that much, and I want to be able to float this around a little bit as we get going. Okay, so I have my RS links here. That's my connection point, and now we need to add our devices. So in the first slot here, I'm going to go ahead and click it and right click it and click create. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our processor here in slot 2. So as you get going, you want to be sure, let's see if I can do that again. No, it's not responding. Give it a second. And there it is. I'm going to put in an Emulate 5570 controller because that's what we've been using. Okay. Version 24 is what we want. So that's what we're programming, continuing to program in. So this all looks good right there. So that looks fine. I'll just finish it. And there you have it. We have a fictional controller in slot 2. Next, we're going to go ahead and do our I/O. Okay, so this is going to take a second to load up. And then we're going to add inputs in slot 3 and outputs in 4. So on 3, I'm going to click that. I'm going to right click. I'm going to create. And this will give me a second. Each person has a simulated machine, so you can expect it's going to run about this fast, which isn't bad. So I'm going to put a 32-point input-output simulator in slot 3. Okay, and slot 3 looks good. And it's going to let's do sim inputs, and then I'll hit finish. So there you go. And you'll notice it's scrolling sim inputs. And in slot 4, I'm going to right click, I'm going to click create, and right there we're going to put our outputs. So we'll give this a second. And once again, I don't expect any of these machines to run any faster than the other. Input simulator, it is in slot 4. Okay, next, and it's going to be sim outputs. And then I'll click finish. So we have got our RS Logic's emulator set up, and just remember as we go and set up the next part, you want to remember the processors in 2, inputs in 3, outputs in 4. So go ahead and be sure that you got this going right here.